Yo, this is gonna be an amazing episode right here, man. This is Times Square Kung Fu, aka Frankie Balboa, the Shogun, and I got a special guest, or you know what, more accurately, co-host. Say your name, my man. Say your name.
My name is Peter Glugowski. I'm here with Frankie for another fine edition of Kung Square. Oh, damn it!
Let's go, man. Keep it flowing.
Times Square Kung Fu.
It happens, man. You know how many takes I do in my videos? You don't want to know, man. But yeah, now thanks for joining me. Like when I asked you on Twitter if you want to be part of the channel, because I always say this is a community channel, and a lot of people know my YouTube video. I shout you out with other folks.
Yeah, I appreciate it too.
Nah, thanks, cause if y'all guys don't know, this guy actually doesn't agree with me most of the times, and you know that's why we keep it real, man. You know. It's all love at the end of the day, man. But tell people what you're doing. Why are you on this channel? Why want you here?
So I've been a big fan of all of this Hong Kong action film for a long time now, and recently I got involved with Arrow Video doing their essay for The Prodigal Son.
Hold on. Say that one more time. You wrote an essay for Arrow for The Prodigal Son.
Yeah, it should be coming out within the next month or so. I don't actually know the release date, but yeah, it's started talking to Brandon, and he got me hooked into James Flower, and yeah, they gave me a shot on that essay, and I'm hoping more will come down the line.
Nah, that's what's up, man. And like I said, like I told people on Twitter, like you're a talented writer. Like you did stuff for the gaming industry for a few years, and you know now you're doing some martial art flicks, man. But the reason I have you here is because if you guys are not aware, like I mentioned you a lot on my channel, is that you're like my second pair of eyes and ears when it comes to this technical stuff.
Yeah.
You know? And you know, you get, you know, the HDR, you know, sound quality, all that stuff. So every time I do my testing, this is the man I come to most of the time to know I'm not going crazy. So thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I'm always happy to help.
Yeah, man. So if you guys not aware, if you guys didn't see the thumbnail, we're gonna be talking about the 4K transfers, Dolby Vision HDR from Arrow, and we're gonna compare it with the Criterion one, which it's been the buzz, man, because when the the Criterion set came out, was like 3 years ago? Came out 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
3 years ago. It was hype. People were excited about it because we wanted to see how different it looked from the Shout Factory. And Criterion delivered, man.
Yeah, it was a solid set. Great transfers, solid set of extras. That really cool magazine fold-out thing.
Right, and of course they had amazing art from beginning to land, bro. Like,
Yeah,
he definitely killed it, man. You know, I'm honored. Like, we're friends now, man, and great guy, definitely great guy and talented brother. And I have an interview with him coming up on Friday, which I will definitely post on Twitter. But the thing is, this box set is different from Arrow. Like, I haven't seen something hype so much in a long time, because the Criterion one, it was hype, but not to the pedigree of this one.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I think that's because this is all in 4K. And I mean, it's even got stuff like the Hong Kong cut of Game of Death 2 for the first time in true HD, as well as what they call the final Game of Death, so all of Lee's shot footage for the potential project that would have been his final movie.
No, right. And I mean, I honestly believe if Bruce Lee was alive to finish Game of Death, I would have put it right up there with Fist and Fury or not. It would have been better. Just the concept.
I think it would have been better.
Yeah, way better. Yeah, just the concept, and that film is influential in gaming, comics, anime. It still is. Just the whole, going up the levels. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's a perfect concept for a video game.
It is. I mean, what was the game for Nintendo? Kung Fu?
Yeah, Kung Fu.
Yeah, it was pretty much the same thing, you know. But what made this set special from Arrow, and it was the big buzz. Even Brandon was talking about it, but he was throwing hints. And we found out when they got the Mandarin cut of the big boss. That was a big deal.
It's a huge deal because a lot of that footage was thought lost forever. It screened like one time in '78 or something, and then was just never seen again.
Right, and with the big boss, and we spoke about this before we started recording, that actually for a few days since the set came out.
Yeah.
There's so much of this set. It's overwhelming. is that they did something very cool, where you watch the 4K of the Big Boss, the Mandarin cut, but you also get the SD inserts in there. But like you told me, because I didn't deep dive into it, they also have the standard depth version, so you won't be like,
yeah, you won't get the hard jarring cuts. Because I mean, if you're not used to any kind of hybrid cuts or restorations or whatever that Brandon's done in the past, sometimes if he just doesn't have the negatives for the added footage, it'll just cut to the SD and it can be. But yeah, this time though, if you want it, there's a full SD scan of the Mandarin cut, and it has the burnt-in subtitles and everything. It's great.
But Brandon does a lot of work, you know, for these films, and he goes above and beyond. He wants them, no matter how many different versions it is or quality, he wants to preserve these.
Yeah, Brandon's work is great, especially on this box set, because with the Big Boss specifically, you get the original Mandarin audio, the English dub with the amazing soundtrack, then a version of the English dub with the Japanese mix, and then the Cantonese audio.
And also, in case you guys are not aware, Enter the Dragon is just a Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's the same Blu-ray too from the 40th anniversary, so if you already have it, then you know what it looks like.
And also, like, if like you're saying about justifying the price, not some of the extras are only on Blu-ray disc, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, some of the extras are on Blu-ray disc. So if you don't have a 4K region-free player or 4K Libra drive compatible on your PC, you're not gonna see these extras.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little unfortunate, but at the same time, this box set's meant more for the European market, so over there they don't have the Criterion version at all.
True, and the Criterion one has the Game of Death Redux.
Yes,
and
which
this
is
one has
exclusive to Criterion for the moment.
Let's show these folks. The screenshots you guys are going to see right now is from the amazing folks at Cap-O-Holics. Peter, show them what we're talking about so people know what we mean.
So, let's start off with the Big Boss. Right now I got the arrow set up here from Cap-O-Holics. And, you know, there's a lot of detail in there. The reds look great. It looks even better in HDR, but can't show it in this video at the moment. And then on the Criterion version, you can see, like, detail is maybe a little less pronounced, but it's not too huge of a difference.
Right, but because in the Arrow one, that red is punchy red. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, folks, the screen caps and Cap-O-Holics are tone matte, so it's giving you an idea how it looks when you have an HDR set. And you know, the Criterion one is like a little washed out, the reds.
Yeah, just a bit, and the blacks are maybe slightly crushed.
Yeah. You know, so but as for picture quality, forget the color. Do you see it as a huge jump compared to the Criterion set?
I mean, a lot of 4K films, even, it's hard for most people to notice the jump. I personally do, because I just get really analytical with this stuff. But if you're not sitting 4 feet away from a monitor like I am, it might be hard to notice.
I'm gonna tell you, like, I put them both, and remember how we were like shocked in the Big Boss compared to the Criterion one, especially in the screenshot. I noticed it when you look at his hand and the feathers, and just the spectral highlights of the flashlight. Look at the shine, the gloss, and his fingers are not too blurred. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good little jump. I don't say it's night and day like Pulp Fiction, and keep in mind, like, this film print is like, what, 50 years old?
Yeah, a little over 50.
But it's a good jump. But the film that stood out tremendously is Fist of Fury, Peter.
Yeah, which is, I picked this picture from roughly the middle of the film, where you can tell the big color and the difference in the colors between the two. So on the Arrow set, it's like very green, kind of natural looking. But then when you go to Criterion, it's almost yellowish. It's a lot warmer, I suppose, is like the best way to describe it. And again, like, the detail's fine, but the Arrow one is just like, Fist of Fury looks night and day better.
Way night and day. Like, this movie is like a standout. Like, you see more details in the clouds. The colors look way more natural. Why the Criterion one looks dry, washed out. Like, look at the top left of the little hut, the little, the little haze on top with the plants. It's like the leaves look like they're dying.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
it's
and
strange too, like, because when I originally had watched the Criterion, I didn't even notice that, but I guess that's what the dedication to color correction does.
Right, and look at the pink on the flowers. Just the green looks green, and it's kind of insane because it feels like I have Vaseline in my eyes all the time watching the Criterion one, and how highly the people were speaking about it when it came out. And now I don't even want to see the Shout Factory Blu-ray anymore. That must look like vomit.
Yeah, that one's got to look horrible in hindsight.
Now, Way of the Dragon is an interesting one.
Yeah, so I picked a shot of Lee training in the hotel room, and right off the bat, like, the color definitely looks better, but it's not necessarily that huge of a change. And even in terms of detail,
it looks the same to me almost.
Again, I do prefer the Arrow one,
no,
especially when you're watching it in HDR and 4K. Like, it does look better, but it's not the big leap that Fist of Fury was.
Yeah, and for me, the color correction and even the special highlights on the Arrow one is ridiculous. And if you guys know me, what I mean by special highlights, it's like the gloss, the shine, like rounded objects and everything. So you see on his chest and his shoulders on the Arrow one, it just pops more. Even the red current by the the open door on his right shoulder and behind him, it just pops more. On the Arrow one, while the Criterion one, it has like this green tint to it. You notice that?
Yeah, I don't have the shot here specifically, but when he walks into the hotel room, there's like the circular 70s design wall or whatever, and the colors are just wrong on the Criterion. Like, it's supposed to be red, green, yellow, but it just looks like different shades of yellow.
Yeah, but on the balcony shot, the one we're just looking at, like, there's curtains behind him on the window, and on the Arrow one, it just stands out the red.
Yeah, you could actually see it for one, because it's kind of crushed on the Criterion.
Right. But in terms of details in his face and everything, it looks pretty much the same. But the HDR brings it alive. It makes it look so good. It's like it's night and day. It's night and day. Absolutely. And now this one's amazing. I mean, Peter, great shot that you picked up. We're gonna show you Game of Death.
Yeah, like, shots like this are always good for telling 4K differences because you get a lot of, like, the pores and subtle details of someone's face. And this is from the finale when there's actual Lee footage. So on the Arrow one, like, you can already tell there's some red on Lee's cheek over here, and the eyes have a lot of detail. But when you go to the Criterion, his skin almost looks yellowish and kind of pale, and you're losing some of the detail in the eyes. I know maybe, like, in the heat of the action here, that wouldn't matter, but overall, the restoration on Game of Death is phenomenal. I mean,
it's insane. And also, just a reminder, we're gonna link you guys to the link of Cap-O-Holic, so you can actually see in front of your face when we explain these details. Because on this game, Cap-O-Holic is very versatile. You can zoom in the picture, you can pick sections, you also can go full screen, and that's what I'm doing on my end. You guys cannot see what I'm doing because Peter's the host. But if you see the wound on his cheek on the Arrow one, it's more pronounced. Actually, you get to see that the red lighting, and also you get to see the pores more, like the bumps, even the white heads. I actually think I could see a black head. You know what I'm saying? But the just the highlights on his eyes, it's sharper. It is insanely ridiculous. Again, let me emphasize this. If you are a huge Bruce Lee fan, you most likely already have this. Don't disregard what I say. I just like Fist of Fury, that's it. But if you're a Bruce Lee fan, this set is blessed.
Yeah, definitely.
It's definitely best. And the advantages of 4K, it's not more or less the resolution. Because again, not everybody has a fucking theater screen or none of that. It's the HDR that makes it, makes these films stand to freak out, bro. I mean,
yeah, that's usually the case too with a lot of 4K, because even on the Blu-rays, they're scanned from 4K and they upscale well on a 4K set, but that extra depth of HDR is like, it's hard to describe really without seeing it.
But the extras, if I got to mention that, I just get every hype. And I'm not trying to talk too much because I just recover my voice, you know? But nah, like, you know, all jokes aside and all that, the extras, what everybody came together to put this set together is...
I mean, especially with Game of Death, like, even the cobbled together Golden Harvest version, there's like 6 different cuts with different music timing and audio. But then you have alternate versions like the Mandarin and Cantonese ones, and then that ridiculously massive documentary, The Final Game of Death, that's like 4 hours.
Totally forgot. Again, I got a stack of films back there on my side right here. Like, I take a shower, films come out, you know? But yeah, if you're a big fan of Bruce Lee or just support Lee in general, this set is definitely, you're gonna be overwhelmed. When you open it, the presentation on it, I mean, we spoke about it. Just taking that top off is just...
Yeah, so has like a nice slide to it, and then everything's just in there, and it looks so... Oh, that's the left side.
Yeah, look at that. That looks amazing, and you know, like we spoke about before we streamed, I wish there weren't digipacks, because what, you know, eventually when you slide those films out of the box, you gotta be very careful, because eventually you're gonna dent like the corners. But let's say something happens to that, you cannot replace Tony Stella's art.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's a little unfortunate. I would have preferred just slim cases, but I mean, in terms of presentation with the art, it does give it like a matte look, so it brings out Stella's artwork better.
That too, you know, like I wish it was something like this. They use the slim cases, not this style precisely, but I think Game of Death, they could have got one of these slim cases that could hold 2 or 3 maybe, and pop it in there, you know. Again, that's just something I noticed, but me being crazy, that box should have been huge. Screw it. I wanted to protect my cases, but truth be told, like you mentioned, the matte look, it really brings Tony Stella art.
Yeah, so I can understand it, and even on the insides of the individual movies. So, like right here, excuse the mirroring, you got Stella's artwork, but then when you open it, it's got the original poster. So it looks nice.
It pops. Look at that red, even through the camera. It just pops. Yeah, you know, but yeah, I'm gonna figure something out how to protect those damn cases. You know, or we're gonna harass Tony Stella online. Give us some prints, high quality prints.
Give us those high quality glossy prints.
Yeah, man. But I'm definitely curious because this is a UK release, and I wouldn't be surprised if Criterion pulls a stunt and we see this in the next 3 years over here.
I don't know if it'd be the exact same, because with a lot of Criterion's 4K upgrades, they're just the same disc, but with 4K. So, I mean, it would be fine to have that Criterion set in 4K, but if it's literally the same thing, then I don't know that I would buy it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, how many times are we gonna buy these films?
If they do an 8K set, I might buy that, but I don't even know.
Dude, if they do an 8K set, I'm like, I don't care.
That'd be the time to get it digitally and just be like, let it upgrade.
Digital, man, but you got the setup. You know what you're doing with that. You already got this set, most likely. If you didn't know this set and you're a movie fan, then pick it up. Pick it up.
Yeah. If you don't own the Lee movies at all, and you have the 4K set, you're all ready, just buy it.
Just buy it. Without hesitation. I mean, it sounds great. A lot of work, the extras here and there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Before we wrap this up, man, Peter, thank you for doing this video with me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm happy to be here and happy to help discuss these from maybe a different perspective.
No, absolutely. I appreciate you, and you know, guys, you're gonna see Peter a lot more on this channel. Like, he's great, talented writer, and we're gonna do reviews together. And you're gonna see, I'm gonna like a film. He's gonna be like, "Yo, you are crack," you know. But nice because I mention my videos all the time. Well, my friend enjoyed it. This one didn't. So now I said, well, it makes more sense to get somebody I know online that. Not anymore. I met you personally.
Yeah.
But watching these films and have their opinion voiced. So there's no better person than you. You know what I mean?
Thanks, man. I mean, I feel the same way about you.
Hey, man, you already know, man. And as always, folks, man, like, share, subscribe, and until the next one. Peace.